One of the most common questions that we're asked is what's better, the fiancé visa or the marriage visa? Today we're going to discuss that, give you some pointers, and then you can make the decision that's best for you. The fiancé visa historically has been a little bit faster than the marriage visa. Again, historically, like pre-COVID, it would take about 6 to 8 months for the fiancé visa. And at the same time, the marriage visa would take about 8 to 10 months. So not too long, but about a 3 month gap in our experience between the two. Now it's taking longer for both. It's quite unpredictable how long it's going to take. The marriage visa is anywhere between 1 to 2 years, depending on where it's adjudicated within the United States. The fiancé visa is taking about a year. And again, it depends on the country and how active that particular embassy is. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that the fiancé visa is a little bit faster. It will cost a little bit less in the front side of it because there is less processing by the government. So we have two advantages there, speed and cost initially. However, when somebody arrives on the fiancé visa, the process is not over. They must apply for the green card, work authorization, and travel authorization. The latter two, work and travel, take approximately 6 months, sometimes longer, to receive. The green card is usually 6 to 12 months and sometimes longer, depending on where you're at in the country. So what that means is that for the first 6 months or so, your fiance and then spouse can't work, can't leave the country, even in an emergency, without having issues, and can't get a driver's license, doesn't have a social security, etc. So they're kind of a person in limbo. Yes, you're together. Yes, they're in the United States. This is great. But you're not truly starting your lives together when one person is so restricted. Conversely, with a marriage visa, you do wait a little bit longer. There is a little bit more upfront cost. However, once your spouse arrives in the United States, they're automatically a permanent resident, or a green card holder, as most people call it. That means they could work, they could travel in and out of the country as necessary, get a driver's license, social security number. All of these things are possible right from the get-go. So yes, you paid a little bit more on the front side and you waited a little bit longer, but in the end, it's a lot better result. No adjustment of status is needed, so you don't need to think about paperwork the moment your loved one arrives. So, what's best for you? A lot depends on whether you've already met in person or not. In today's world, with it being so hard to travel, if you've already met in person and you don't have plans to travel soon, the fiancé visa is probably the way to go because you already meet the requirements, hypothetically. And if you want to know more about the requirements, check out our other videos. We do go into depth in that. If you haven't met in person yet, and your trip you're going to plan, and you have some time on your trip that you're going to plan, then the marriage visa is worth considering. Yeah, you got to jump through a couple hoops in their country, and yes, it does take a little bit longer, but the end result is better. So, that all said, everybody's case is unique. Everybody has a certain set of circumstances that is going to be best for them, and that's where our experience comes in handy. So if you'd like more information, you could call, you could text, you could email. We'll be happy to discuss your case with you without cost to help you make the best decision going forward. Thank you.